Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. I will mention that I do think there's a couple of errors within the article, a couple of details which don't quite make sense to me. So, hopefully I'm giving you the right information here. And this is an update. So this case happened back in July 2021. I've made one video in regards to this case. There's some more details have come to light in regards to the trial in regards to this case. So the case is in regards to this young man. He was 3 years old, I believe. His name is Logan Mwangi. Apologies if my pronunciation is not correct. And the prosecution believe that he was killed. That he died with extensive injuries, blunt force trauma, and that he was killed and then disposed of. His body was dumped in a river. So the prosecutors believe that his own mother, as well as his mother's boyfriend, as well as a 14-year-old that lived in the home. The 14-year-old, we don't know who they are. We don't know anything about them other than their age. We don't know the relationship to the rest of the family. So we could presume that they're a sibling. We could presume that they're a brother or a sister, but that may not be the case. So I've kind of rambled there. So the prosecutors believe that young Logan was killed at the hands of all three: the mother, the boyfriend, and a 14-year-old that also lived at the house. So we're going to have a look at the article here. A young South Wales boy is dead, and police say his own family killed him and went to extreme measures to cover up the crime. Angarad Williamson, so that's the mother, 30 years of age, and her boyfriend, John Cole, 40 years of age, are accused of killing 3-year-old Logan Mwangi. An unnamed 14-year-old boy who lived in the family home is also accused of participating in the boy's murder. So the prosecutors believe that they each played a part, and they seem to have a fair bit of evidence to support such a theory. During the trial at the Crown Court in Cardiff, jurors listened as a 999 emergency services call was played of Williamson, the mother, reporting the boy missing in July 2021. So the mother claims that she woke up, Logan wasn't there, her back gate was open, and during the 999 emergency services call, she was expressing her fear and concern, of course, for Logan, her son, her 3-year-old son. There's no parent with him. He must be scared, Williamson, the mother, said in this 999 call. Investigators, frankly, don't believe that concern. They feel that the 999 call was simply a ruse, a diversion, and that the mother, the boyfriend, and the 14-year-old that lives in the home were all involved in the murder of young 3-year-old Logan, whilst Logan was being quarantined. So he was in the house, he had COVID-19, and he wasn't allowed outside. He wasn't able to talk with anyone outside of the family home. Police found Logan's body shortly after the 999 call. He was wearing mismatched pajamas and he was lying dead in a river. He had significant injuries to his internal organs and his brain, which caused his death. The prosecution's case is that Logan was murdered and each of the 3 defendants played their part in the killing of young Logan. The article says 5 years of age, but I'm quite sure he was 3 years of age. The victim was taken to the Princess of Wales Hospital, where a pathologist said his injuries were so extreme that you would expect to find them as a result of a fall from a great height or a high-velocity road traffic accident. Young Logan, the 3-year-old, had 56 external injuries caused by blunt force trauma. The prosecution say that Logan died as a result of a brutal and sustained assault upon him which happened inside the home. It is the use of forceful violence which caused the catastrophic injuries found at post-mortem. So I'll just interject here. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if Logan, if Logan suffered these 56 external injuries in the one event, or if that was over an extended period of time. The article isn't mentioning abuse over an extended period of time. It's not mentioning that they are identified that some of the injuries were in the process of healing. So I'm thinking, I could be entirely wrong, but I'm thinking that the prosecutors believe that there was one incident in which he suffered, such horrendous injuries, and seemingly at the hands of each three of the suspects. Does that mean that the three of them were just kicking him, beating him? Is that what it means? I'm sorry if I'm being too graphic. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Back to the article. Security camera footage reportedly showed the 14-year-old that lived at the home and the boyfriend leaving their home during the early hours on July the 21st, 2021. The boyfriend was apparently carrying something in his arms, which turned out to be the child's body. The mother must have been awake and up and about, fully aware that Logan had died and that his body had been dumped in the river by her partner, disposed off like he was rubbish. The mother later admitted that there was an incident when Logan was seriously assaulted by Cole, the boyfriend, and the 14-year-old who were acting together. The mother is accused of doing nothing to help the boy. So, that's pretty good information there. I think that's saying that the mother is claiming that there was an incident. In the article, I think it's giving us the wrong information here. It says the 29th of July. That doesn't make sense to me. The 20th of July would perhaps make sense to me, seeing as he was reported missing on July 21st and found on the 21st. So I'm thinking the 20th of July, seemingly the boyfriend and the 14-year-old. Frankly, pardon my French, I don't mean to be facetious, but my speculation would be that the boyfriend and the 14-year-old beat the living shit out of this 3-year-old boy. Just pummeled him, just absolutely killed him, destroyed him, beat him until he died. And the mother, perhaps, my interpretation is that she didn't do anything. She was perhaps there in the exact room in which this beating occurred, or thereabouts, and she didn't do anything. She stood by. Maybe she said some words, but she certainly didn't do enough to stop the horrific injuries which led to the death of her own son. That's enabling. If that's the case, I'm speculating to a degree, that's enabling. Probably the worst example of enabling that you can come across. But that's what that is. That's standing by whilst others do harm. And that's something which ought not be tolerated, even in less significant circumstances. The trial is continuing. It's expected to go on for another 8 weeks. So there might well be some more updates. But there's this article here. Again, there's a link in the description. What a tragedy. How disgusting. I think this is part of the new information, is the level of trauma, the level of injuries that he faced. The previous articles that I've read, there was speculation that the mother and the boyfriend could have been involved. But it seems like the police have evidence at this point. That's my take on it. So it seems like they know what's happened. That's my take on it. You can disagree. Maybe it's wrong. They're innocent until proven guilty. But to me, well, the mother apparently has admitted that the other two parties were involved in beating the boy. So, that's what it seems like. The police, the story, the set of circumstances that the prosecution has laid out, I would believe personally.